Today we are going to study service recovery strategy. Generally speaking, service recovery strategy fall into two general types. One type includes actions taken by the firm to restore the relationship with the customer, that is to fix the customer. So first strategy is to fixing the customer. Second strategy is fixing the problem which has happened inside the organization. The second type is the actions taken to correct the problem, ideally to prevent it from reoccurring, that is to fix the problem. Second type is actions taken to correct the problem, ideally to prevent it from recurring, that is to fixing the problem. Clearly both types of actions are important, but in many situations fixing the customer needs to be done before fixing the problem. So customer fixing is more important than fixing the problem at the initial stage. Thus we begin by examining strategies that involve fixing the customer. So we will see the strategy which will fix customer first. When they take the time and effort to complain, customer generally have high expectation. So if I'm making a complaint, if I'm informing the organization that service failure has happened, so I also expect that organization should respond me in that particular way. When they take the time and effort to complain, the customer generally have high expectation. They not only expect a response but also expect the firm to be accountable. So organization should admit, organization should accept their mistake. They expect to be helped quickly. So our customer expect that they should be entertained promptly. They should be assisted, they should be helped, they should be responded quickly. They expect to be compensated for their grief and for the hassle of being inconvenienced. So whatever the failure has happened, whatever the inconvenience they have faced, whatever the problem they have arisen during the service delivery, during the service during that particular service usage, that they want to be addressed. They expect to be treated nicely during the process. So during this process they should be treated nicely. So what are the strategies to fix the customer? Respond quickly, provide appropriate communication, treat customers fairly, cultivate relationship with the customers. Then how they are fixing the problems. Encourage and track complaints. So find out the complaints, where they are, how they have happened, what nature of the complaints are there, what are the problems exactly we have faced, what is the root cause of the problems that we track. Then learn from the recovery experiences. So if we have a recovery, if we have any model, any strategies, any processes to recover the service failure, so we have to learn from those. So which complaint is more serious, which complaint is ordinary, which complaint is less serious, why these complaints are happening, and what we should do so that in the next time they should not happen. Learn from the lost customers. So those customers uh, who have switched to any other organization, any other brand. So understand why they have left the organization, what was lacking, what was their expectation. So from lost customer also we can learn what complaints they filed, what difficulties they faced, how many times they filed the complaint, and how much time they were complaining. So all this data you have to properly scrutinize, properly understand. Make the service fail safe. So in the first place your failure should not happen. So you train the people, you update the softwares, you do whatever you require, you use the latest technology, so that service should not fail at the first place. If service is not failing, there will not be any complaint. So first is respond quickly. Complaining customer want quick responses. So everybody want their problem to be solved immediately. When the company has service failures to receive complaints from the customers, it must be prepared to act on them quickly. So we have to act on the customer complaints quickly. Research conducted on the service customer has found that more than half of the half of all the customers who have problems resolved immediately or within 24 hours are completely satisfied with the actions taken by the company. So if you are solving the problem within 24 hours, people will still be satisfied with your performance, or they are okay with that type of service if service fail, and if you are addressing that issue within 24 hours. Many companies require customers to contact multiple employees, a practice. Many companies require customers to contact multiple employees, a practice then often referred to as a ping ponging before getting a problem resolved. So, many times you might have faced that you have a certain issue related to banking or finance services. Then one employee says you have to call this employee, then second employee says you have to call third employee says you have to call fourth employees, then fourth employee says you have to call to manager, and your problem will not get solved. So move asking customer to contact some other person, from one person to other person to other next person, will be very harmful to that particular organization. One study found that on an average 4.7 contact is typically needed to resolve the complaint. So at least 4 to 5 people we have to meet in order to solve the problem. That's why people do not complain, because they, who has a time uh, to meet 4 5 people to solve the problem, small problem. Second, provide appropriate communication. Other research suggests that if a problem can be handled by the first contact, customers are satisfied with the firm's response 46% of the time. So, in the first contact, if it is uh, solved, then out of 146 people, they are still satisfied. However, once three or more contacts are needed, the percentage of customers who are satisfied with the response drop to 21%. So when 41%, 46% people were happy to solve after solving their problem in the first contact, it that ratio, that percentage decreases to 21% when you have when customer has to contact more than three people. A quick response to the service failure can go a long way in appeasing a dissatisfied customer. A quick response to a service failure can go a long way in appeasing dissatisfied customer. So there are a lot of harsh and severe consequences if we ask customer uh, to meet next employee up to 4 to 5 employee. If the customer is meeting, definitely he is going to switch that service provider. The ability to provide immediate response requires not only system and procedures that allow quick actions, but also empowered employees. So not only just software, system, technology, machines, equipments are important. Procedures to perform that particular service delivery, or how to respond to service failure, how to recover the service. Procedures are also important. System, softwares, technology is also important. Equipments are also important. Along with that, skilled manpower, employee should be trained. Trained employee, empowered employees, skilled employees are also equally important. That is to enable them to respond quickly. Employees should train and empowered to solve the problem as the occur. So we have to train employee a lot, we have to empower employee a lot, we have to prepare them to solve the problems of the customer in the first attempt itself. In many service failure situation, customers are not looking for the extreme actions from the firm. However, they are looking to understand what happened and for firms to be accountable for their actions or inactions. So customer is not asking every time to solve their problem, or customer is not asking every time the compensation. Most of the time it is asking, the customer is asking that organization should be held accountable, organization should admit, organization should say sorry, organization should give apology, organization should admit their mistake, and they should ensure that next time these service failures will not happen. Research by the Customer Care Alliance has identified 8 most common remedies that customers seek when they experience a serious problem. So there are 8 remedies which customer require 8 steps taken by the organization whenever there is service failure. Three of these remedies are to have product repaired or service fixed. So that is difficult part to product to repair the product or repair the service. Next is to be reimbursed for the hassle for having experienced a problem. So they want their money back. Then third is to receive a free product or service in the future. So they want some compensation in the future. If not, they are if they do not want their money back in the future, they want some product or some service free of cost to compensate that service failure. So these are three major remedies, but there are five minor remedies which anybody can do, like explanation by the firm so as to what happened. So this any organization can give explanation what went wrong. Then assurance that the problem will not be repeated. So any organization can give that assurance. Then a thank you note for the customer's business, that can also we can do. Then apology from the firm, definitely we have to immediately, without any wasting time, without pinpointing anyone, you have to ask for the apology. Then opportunity for the customer to vent his or her frustration to the firm, cost the firm very little to provide. So in the fifth position, they just want to voice their frustration. They just want to say what they want to say. So there are five basic remedies, five simple remedies, and three somewhat difficult remedies we have, which customer want. But most of the time, these five remedies, if you do, then also customer is happy. So this is the apology by Air India. Dear Air India passenger, apologies while we were coming to the terms with the tragic accident at the Mangalore. We met with further rough weather in the form of an untimely strike by the section of the employees, causing our esteemed passengers utmost inconvenience. For our counseling team, Angels of Air India has resolutely dealt with the Mangalore tragedy, bringing relief to the bereaved. We would like to thank everyone for their overwhelming cooperation in dealing with untimely incidents. We are happy to announce that the crisis is resolved and the national carrier is back with the regular schedule. We look forward for serving you again. So this is the type of apology you have to give. Customer satisfaction with the timeliness of the firm responses to service failure. So if you immediately respond the service failure, 44% of the customer will be happy. If you respond within 24 hours more, 13% customers will be happy. It comes to 55%. If you respond within 1 week, uh, then 43% people are happy. Then if you are respond if you respond within after 1 week, if you cannot able to respond within 1 week, then customer satisfaction will be 22%. Treat customer fairly. Customers also want justice and fairness in handling their complaints. So everybody wants justice, fairness whenever there is a service failure, when because they are paying for that. Service recovery experts Steve Brown and Steve Tax have documented three specific types of justice that customers are looking for following their complaints: outcome fairness, procedural fairness, and interactional fairness. So what is outcome fairness, what is procedural fairness, and what is interactional fairness? So outcome fairness is the results that customer receive from the complaints. So what is the result when I complain? What is the outcome of that particular complaint? Is the service repaired? Did we get that particular money back, or did we get the compensation? So what is the outcome? Did that particular organization apologize? So, what is the outcome? That is called outcome fairness. The waiters agreed that there was a problem. She took the sandwich back to the kitchen and had them replaced. And we were also given a free drink. So, one person he ordered the sandwich and they were not good. So he complained. Then they took back. They admitted that there was a mistake, and they also given a free cold drink along with new sandwiches. The procedural fairness, the policies, rules, and timeliness of the complaint process. So some people they want there should be policy, there should be rules, there should be timeline to resolve the complaint. Hotel manager said that it did not matter to her who was at the fault. She would take the responsibility for the problem immediately. So you should not delay. There should be prompt procedure and SOPs, and these should be easily understood to the customer, and customer when complained they should be easily responded. So that is the procedure of fairness. Procedure should not be too long. They should be immediately addressed. Then interactional fairness, interpersonal treatment received during the complaint process. The loan officer was very courteous, knowledgeable during the complaint process and considerable. He kept me informed about the process of the complaint. So during the service recovery you have to be courteous, you have to be prompt, you have to be polite, humble, and you should inform the customer step by step. So what we have studied is outcome fairness, procedural fairness, and interaction fairness. So in the service recovery, the customer is looking for the good outcome. During the customer recovery, during the service recovery, customer is looking for the prompt procedure, prompt recovery of that particular service. And during that, customer also required that very good treatment. uh, Customers should not be treated badly. So this is all regarding service recovery strategies. There are some more strategies